Hey horror fans, welcome back to Room 237, coming at you with yet another 80s slasher film. And this is one I think is kind of fun. This might be a so bad it's good kind of slasher film. It's very different. 1981's Bloody Birthday. And I love this cover too. I always say it on simple covers like Maniac, Friday 13th, Halloween. I love simple covers like that. There's a new release out by Arrow, and I don't like the cover of that at all. Pretty much this movie it's like if you take Maniac and Children of the Corn and put it together. Only it's not as good as Maniac, but it is better than Children of the Corn. I have to say that. The story, it revolves around these three kids, these three 10-year-olds who are complete psychopaths, and they just go on a killing spree. It says the ultimate killer kid shocker. Yeah, I could say that. There is another movie called Beware Children at Play, but I've never seen that. So yeah, you have Debbie, Steven, and Curtis. They were all born on the same day, same hospital, but the night they were born, it was a lunar eclipse of Saturn or Jupiter, whichever one empathy is. I don't believe in horoscopes, so I don't know. I don't remember. So they completely lack empathy, and they thrive off of just all things bad. Like, well, I was about to say torture, but they don't really torture, but killing. They're gleeful killers. Another reason why it's like Maniac is because they're the main characters. You follow them, and it takes place in just regular old suburbia. There's this other kid, Timmy, who I think was born. I think he was born the next day. Is that what it was? Or maybe the first few times I saw this, I thought it was Timmy was born right after. Maybe not. But he always tries to hang out with them, and it doesn't work. He has an older sister named Joyce who helps out a lot around the school. Which it's kind of funny. Before I get into the plot, just things I noticed watching it this time. So she's a bookworm. She's the good girl. Her best friend, Beverly, is the brunette, rebellious, promiscuous one, whose father is the sheriff. Halloween. Her dad is Sheriff Brody. Jaws. I know you can't see that, but the kid with glasses, Steven, he is the kid that owns Cujo. And like it opens up, there's this teen couple, they're having sex in an open grave, and they get killed by unseen killers with a shovel and a jump rope. And the next day, well, actually, it opens up with the eclipse and babies crying. It's a boy, it's a boy, it's a girl. So after the grave sex site murder, Sheriff Brody is talking to the class about murder, which I hope he did it to all grades, not just that one. That would have been convenient. Which also, speaking of convenience, it's someplace in California, and I don't know what the odds are of being born on an eclipse, let alone three kids in the same hospital who all live in the same neighborhood. So then they even set up to kill the sheriff, the girl's own dad, but the neighbor, Timmy, after they do it, they whack him to death with a baseball bat. Timmy walks up, so then they gotta act like it's an accident. So it seems like they're just covering up their tracks, but from that point on, well, then they try to kill Timmy. They play hide and seek in a junkyard. They lock him in a freezer. So it's like, okay, they're trying to cover their steps, but it just keeps escalating. No, that's where it ends. Because from that point on, it's just senseless murder. They're just killing because they want to. Debbie, the little girl Debbie, if you're a fan of the Blues Brothers, like I am, when Jake and Elwood go to the fancy restaurant to get Mr. Fabulous back, the rich family with all the girls, she's the young daughter that keeps looking at John Belushi. Yeah, I'm still talking quietly because my girlfriend's still sleeping. And, you know, it's basically just them just killing people. There's no central plot. They had their birthday party. Like, Debbie's older sister, she likes to dance naked in her room. So Debbie has a peephole in a closet, and she charges boys a quarter for a few seconds to look through the peephole. And now it's just whoever just mouths off to them, they kill. I mean, I literally just got done watching it. I mean, she kills her own sister with the bow and arrow through the peephole. But these kids are also very smart, because Timmy's sister Joyce, the Jamie Lee Curtis type one, she's starting to suspect that there's something off about these kids. So at the birthday party, Steven, the one with glasses, he's kind of the nerd, has this bright idea to, because they have like 3 big cakes, to keep putting icing on the cake, but to have a bottle of ant poison next to it. So she will see him freak out, make a big scene about the cake being poisoned, and then he'll try it and be like, see, I didn't do anything. So she'll look crazy. So they're just conniving little psychopathic kids. And I have to say, it's done well. Well, okay. I spoke before I thought. It is cheesy. It is, you know, it is so bad it's good. But I have to laugh that, I mean, I think I counted 8 or 9 deaths. And they all happen pretty fucking close to each other. I mean, this is an 85-minute movie. And it has more deaths per minute than a lot of other slashers out there. So, I gotta give it credit for that. The ending kind of bummed me out. So, do I really have to say spoilers? But, I mean, okay, spoilers if you don't want me to ruin Bloody Birthday. I mean, would I recommend this? Honestly, yes, I would. I do enjoy Bloody Birthday. I always have fun watching it. I do realize it's not a particularly good movie. Obviously, it's not that memorable. I just got done watching it. I can't remember all of the deaths. Well, because there was another one where they, Steven got stopped. Someone saw, he almost got caught, so he had to leave what he was doing. There's this other couple having sex in a van, and he just opens the door and starts shooting them. And nobody hears anything. Also, before he gets that gun, he has a toy gun that looks real. And it was a different time in the 80s, because, oh, that's another thing. They killed the teacher. Because the teacher won't suspend homework for their birthday. She says they're not special. So he just goes in the art room and just shoots her. But first she's like, you put that, he's like, I'm not going to tell you again, put your toy gun away or I'm going to take it. It's just like, If a kid brought a water gun to school nowadays, he'd get friggin' expelled. SWAT team. The ending was pretty ridiculous, though. Okay, so the three kids decide they gotta take out Timmy and Joyce because they're just gonna ruin everything. So they're at Debbie's house because Debbie's dad, the sheriff, got killed. Her sister got killed. Her mom's a mess. She goes to like be evaluated. So they get this plan to have Joyce and Timmy come over to babysit, and she has the other two over. But her house has like this super security system, so Steven freaks with it. So they're pretty much chasing them around the house with a gun. Steven has a knife. And it comes to a point where they break through a door, and Joyce has a fishbowl, splashes it on Steven, which renders him useless, and then they throw him in a trunk. Like, it's so fucking cartoony. And then they tie Steven up. Debbie runs outside. Her mom pulls up, and then when the cops show up, she's just like, I'm not losing another family member. And it bums me out, because for some reason I wanted to see Debbie get it worse than Steven and Curtis. I don't know why. It was kind of like when I saw Alice, Sweet Alice. And I figured out the twist in that movie, which I also reviewed, so check out my review of Alice, Sweet Alice. So, yeah, the very ending, Debbie and her mom have fled. They're somewhere else. They're at a gas station. She's playing with a jack. And the mother's like, okay, what's your name? She gives her a fake name. So, okay, you can't do bad stuff anymore. Ball stuffy. She's like, I know, I'm a good girl from now on. They drive off, camera pans over, and there's a dude who's crushed under a wheel well because he was fixing a truck. He was just under it. She must have taken the jack out, so she's still fucked up. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that. I didn't want to go every plot point to Bloody Birthday, but I mean, I still thought it was, you know, a good early 80s slasher film. Yeah, it's silly because there's another part when they first decide to take out Joyce because they keep playing in the junkyard. Steven gets a car and is chasing her around in the car, and he has this big white sack over his head with eye holes, and it looks silly. It doesn't look as silly as young Michael Myers wearing adult Michael Myers mask in Rob Zombie's Halloween. That's just stupid looking. But it's almost like they watched Friday, because this is the same year Friday the 13th Part 2 and The Town That Dreaded Sundown came out. Both have white canvas bags. It just looks silly. I mean, it does get kind of cartoony at points, but I still thought it's still fun. I mean, it's not that bloody or gory, really. So the name's a little misleading. But, you know, I can't fault it. 85 minutes, 8 or 9 deaths. More deaths per minute than a lot of the ones I've reviewed on here recently. So, yes, I would recommend it. It's silly, but it's fun. So, for room 237, that's Bloody Birthday. Thank you.